All right, now let's move forward. We're going to talk about next the four pillars of a sustainable culture. I'm going through this cultural piece to lay a foundation. Be patient with me. Okay, I got all the receipts. Don't worry, we're going to get all the way into it. But I need to drop this for y'all so you can understand the world as it really is, not as what you think it is. All right, so here are the four pillars of a sustainable culture. All right, the first one is obvious, right? It's foods and medicine. Foods and medicine. Okay? The use of special foods to sustain the body, right? We look at the Ayurvedic medicine culture. We look at using herbs, spices. We unlock key parts to the DNA, thus ensuring the longevity of the DNA. The food is tied to the DNA. That's why I've been showing you the proper foods as we go through this lecture. All right? If you're eating bad foods, you are ill affecting the DNA. If the DNA gets corrupted, the offspring get corrupted. If the offspring get corrupted, now we're looking at what's called generational curse. See how that works? So we want to make sure you're eating clean foods, healthy foods, foods that sustain the culture, as opposed to foods that destroy the culture. The snack, junk food culture that we're in today is destroying your culture. It's not a culture at all. It's a culture of sickness and death for the pharmaceutical cartel. And that's why everybody keep going to the hospital and they're sick. They got disease, fat, they got diabetes, heart disease, stroke, all this stuff because literally, they are outside of their culture. Okay, you got black people eating Chinese food. You got Chinese people eating soul food. You got Mexicans eating Italian food. You have you know all kinds of crazy stuff going on, right? The China that you eat on the plates during Thanksgiving, that comes out of the Chinese tradition. Chinese people eat on plates that have their coat of arms and their insignias on it and their sigils on it. Okay? Chinese people do not eat the Chinese food that you eat when you order your General Tso's chicken or your Szechuan chicken. Okay? Chinese people have to eat on plates that have China on it. That's why your great grandma or your great granddad, they had a China cabinet. And in that China cabinet, they had plates with Chinese writings and insignias on it and different art and what have you, because Chinese people have to eat on food on plates that represent their culture. Okay? They eat real Chinese food. So most of you probably ate off China plates. Whose culture are you identifying with when you think about your health and longevity? So that's the first pillar of a sustainable culture.